Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Very excited. This is a personal acquisition, one I've been looking for a while. Here in the past, I haven't been able to quite pick it up just because every time it dropped, it was not exactly the right one that I wanted, or it was, but my funds were tied up in other things. So I finally have this. I actually already have a full comprehensive review of this knife up, so you can check it out if you want to. But this is just an unboxing, just a showcasing of this knife. It's very cool. Thanks so much to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. I'll link some places down below where you can find this knife periodically. I cannot guarantee availability. I don't make them or work for the retailers. Just a knife collector who's kind of bringing everybody along for the journey here, right? Yeah, so I'm very excited to add this one to my collection. Let me... It's taped inside of the box. We are doing this, and you can't see it, but you're just going to have to trust that the way that I unbox things is with the utmost grace, and I'm absolutely not ripping the entire box apart to sort of get around the fact that they have taped this inside of the box. Yeah! Stop doing that! I wasn't strong enough to rip it apart. It's all you just pack it in with materials. Just pack it in with materials. Don't tape it on the inside of the box. That's crazy. Okay. Let's see here. What do we have? What do we have? Oh boy, we have another Microtech. My Microtech collection is getting kind of insane. I own a lot of knives, if you don't know. In my personal collection, I have over 200. Here in this room, there's probably 400 knives in this room because there's stuff coming in for review all the time. But yeah, I have a lot of knives. Just the number of Microtech knives in my collection at this point is kind of insane. So what do we have? Oh, there she is. There she is. We finally have one. Oh boy. Oh yeah. There it is. Look at that tri-switch. Oh, I love this. Oh man. Ever since, I can't remember who sent me one first, but ever since I handled it, I thought, yep, it's just, it's another Microtech I gotta have. I gotta have it. It's got titanium on it. So cool. Aluminum frame. We got a titanium clip, titanium backspacer. They worked that in somehow. Titanium there on the frame. Oh boy. Tri-switch. So cool. Oh, that is just magnificent. Easily one of the best looking production OTFs on the market. What's cool about the Glykon is they have managed to offer still a double-edged blade. I think we call this a sharpened bayonet at this point, right? But we have jimping here, so you can make use of it. That's generally the downfall of a double-edged blade. You get two edges, but you can't put your thumb up there. Why do you need to put your thumb up there? Well, truthfully, you don't really need to all that often. It's just something reviewers talk about because it makes us sound like we know what we're talking about when we say things like detail work. Yes, when you're doing detail work. No, not, I mean, in reality, yeah, it's just something that we, like to, I mean, okay, yeah, that is true. But how often are we doing that, right? I just like that you can. I also like being able to retract this knife by using the side switches. I made this argument in the review. I will always use the fat spine switch to deploy it, but I kind of like retracting it with two fingers. If you've ever had trouble retracting a Microtech knife, right, because it takes a lot of force, being able to use two fingers actually makes it pretty easy, right? Can you deploy it this way? Yeah, it's not super easy though. This wide firing switch definitely makes it easy. That is a good looking OTF. This might be, I don't know, at some point I'm gonna do a video comparing all of my Microtech OTFs and which ones I recommend to who, right? But this might be my favorite. I think what we should do is we should measure it real quick, and then I'm gonna do a size comparison up against every single OTF, not just my Microtech OTFs, but I'm going to do a size comparison up against every, well, all my USA OTFs, so you guys can kind of get an idea. So the overall length of the Glykon, wow, I forgot. Is it 9? Yeah. If it's not 9, it's 8.9 inches. Blade length, 3.85. Cutting edge, about 3.6. All right. So how about some size comparisons? Let's start off here with some well-known ones. The Guardian Tactical Recon 35 and the Microtech Ultratech. These are the two OTFs that I EDC the most, mainly because of their size and just general functionality, right? Good stuff. Let's put it up against something slightly larger. How about the Dirac Delta? The Dirac Delta, because this doesn't have glass breaker. That's one of my favorite things about it. I don't have this big, stupid, freaking doorknob hanging off the back of it, right? It honestly, the glass breakers look like my OTFs are mid-dump. That's what it looks like. I hate how it looks. It's so dumb. But how will you escape your car when you drive into the ocean? Don't drive into the ocean. In all seriousness, glass breakers have their place. I just haven't needed it, so I don't like them. I really don't like them. Yeah, if you exclude the glass breaker, it's actually identical in length to the Dirac Delta. And the Dirac Delta is also a large knife. Actually, we're going to leave that one out here just for a second. Let's put it up against, not many people are going to have this one, but the Hawk Deadlock. Hawk Deadlock actually a little bit shorter. How about some larger boys, huh? Let's do the Microtech Combat Troodon. The Combat Troodon is a little bit bigger, just a little bit. How about up against the Microtech Scarab 2? That's a real big boy. Yeah, the Scarab 2, definitely a little bit bigger. As far as thickness, what's interesting is that the thickness of the switch is actually fairly close to the Scarab. Much thicker, actually, than the Combat Troodon. But to be fair, I have an older one, and I've heard that they have actually widened those out just a bit. And then, last but not least, for size comparisons, the largest OTF that I own, or double action OTF, is the Guardian Tactical Recon 35. So, sorry, we're spitting on the knives today. The Recon 35, definitely, if we go all the way to the butt. If you're going to do a glass breaker on an OTF, by the way, here's the way to do it, right? I mean, this guy's, he's prairie dogging it, but it's much more sightly. It's a sightly prairie dog. Yeah, so it's a little bit bigger. So, but this is kind of, it like I said in the review, it compares best with the Dirac Delta. So, in my opinion, it's just better looking. It's a little bit more beefy, right? The blade's a little bit wider. Frame and switch. I mean, you know, the nice thing about the Dirac Delta is it's got the face switch. But in my opinion, the switch on this guy is a little easier to operate. So in terms of power, where do I rank this? It's right up there, as powerful as any of these guys outside of the Scarab 2. The Scarab 2 is ridiculously powerful. It's just stupid how powerful that thing is. Maybe not quite the, still spitting. Not quite the same as the Recon 40 there, but just as powerful, in my opinion, as the Dirac Delta Combat Troodon, right? It just has less blade to fire, for sure. If your OTF doesn't feel like it's doing that hot, Rem oil. Rem oil. Don't put your break-free CLP or your 10-weight nano oil, don't put that crap in your OTF. Rem oil. That's what you want, and I promise you that will help. I will link these, like I said, you know, I think it would be cool to do a closed length size comparison as well. I will link, like I said, a couple of different places where you can find this knife down in the description. So feel free to look if you'd like. I'm trying to go biggest to smallest, or smallest to biggest closed. So you like that. And probably, I think these two might actually be almost the same size closed. Just about. It's kind of hard to tell between these two because the frame on the Combat Troodon is actually, I think, a little bit longer. It's the glass breaker on the Scarab that's so huge. This guy's almost the same as well. So that's essentially what we're looking at in the closed length size comparison there, with a lot of USA OTFs that people are actually familiar with, right? Another OTF that would have been a great example, I just don't have one here, yeah, it's the Lightning, which is about the same size as the Recon 35. So there you go. Microtech Glykon officially added to the lineup. Like I said, check out my review by going to the search bar and typing in Metal Complex and Microtech Glykon. You should be able to find it. Spoiler alert, I think it's a great knife. I just think the price is a bit high. That's going to be pretty much it today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.